Greetings and welcome to episode 101 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod Great Britain campaign. This, my friends, how we left it last time, where we've had a terrific battle in and around Rome, my friends. Well, actually, should I say the Spanish decided to attack into the sort of Naples garrison. As you can see, we are now sort of bringing these forces that were involved back up to full strength. So we did take a little bit of a beating here, specifically this army here. As you can see here, it really did take quite a beating there. So we've got to be sure that we really know what we're doing here in terms of being careful not to overextend too much. We've got this. We've got the Spanish exactly where we need them at the moment. We've got them pinned down here in sort of in Naples here. We've got Rome not effectively sealed off, but it's under threat. It's exactly what we want. So we're tying these units down here. As you can see in the north here, we have taken Turin. It was a brute of a battle, it really was here. General Charles taking the city, and as you can see, we did suffer some pretty heavy casualties, but we're bringing them back up to full strength now. These armies also did suffer some casualties here, but thankfully they are, as I've said before, coming back up to full strength. This army as well did suffer a few casualties in terms of its cavalry and also one or two of the regiments here, but the game not coming out of it too badly at all. So we're approaching maximum strength again. This army here again did see one or two. We did actually lose the general here. General Ernuk, of course, is being sort of recuperating after taking quite a wound, quite an injury. So we've pulled his army back. General Field Marshal Ernuk, I beg your pardon, Field Marshal Ernuk is then going to be brought back in very, very soon. We're probably thinking, look, at the winter time, General Field Marshal Ernuk should be ready to come back. Should be in fit health there to come back. And we've also got this army as well, which is also pulled into the fight because it was a brutal fight. It really was. Amongst some of the finest Spanish forces. Now, do have Genoa sealed down by, that's a pretty strong force there. I'm sure you'd agree there, my friends. Not the highest caliber troops, but that's not the problem. Not the problem here. They are at full strength. And also here in Milan, again, that is a well structured, powerful force here. Look at that. Grenadier Guards, Royal Cuirassiers, Carbineers. We've got some Fusiliers. We've got some line infantry guards here, some more elite, and blunderbuss shotgunners. So that's going to be a tough, because if you attack one city, you're going to drag in the other. That's a close proximity. You can see the proximity overlap. So if you go in, you're going to have to go in at least with an army group to really do some damage there. But whatever happens, you're going to be attacked either side. We've got our spy here just to keep an eye on what's going on, the to and fro here. We're at peace here with Venice, which is excellent. And here, I think we just might bring up the farm here to full strength because it was being raided until they decided, until we gave them a bit of a thrashing here. As you can see, we're bringing these army up here as well to full strength. This one really did take quite a beating, as you can see. Some of them down to 36 men here, down to 40 in the cavalry. So look at that, down to 22 here in the cavalry unit. So this army did take quite a beating there. These did come out of it pretty well. This army here stood its ground, so did this one quite well. Mind you, they were only poured in as reinforcements. So again, looking quite strong here. This is sort of more of a backup army, but something you can maybe perhaps feed additional units into these armies if need be. I think we're also that's going to cost. We're going to repair. We got nearly 150,000 in gold, which we've managed to build up. And as you can see here, we've got 33,000 here. Now we've got a very powerful Spanish army here, though. Look at that. That is a real powerful. That is a concern. We've got Swiss guards, Swiss line infantry as well. Grenadier guards and also grenadiers as well. The garrison guards, that's packing quite a punch, this army here. The Swiss are the tough units in that particular army there. And we're at peace with Poland here, so 7,000 to replay that. We're not ready for that just yet. We don't want to commit that. Also, we've got to be careful we don't repair everything because this army is really going to move out and start raiding us again. But they may not come this close again to us because they know we're ready to stand and fight. Now, further westwards, as you can see, we are putting together a very powerful force indeed. Look at that. This really is a very, very strong force. Look at this one here as well. Look at this. We've put together an army group here. Now, the council has requested that we move in here against Spain very aggressively. We're going to aim for Madrid. Now, this is the beating heart of the empire, the Spanish Empire here. Look at that, bringing 11,214 into the treasury income. Tax rate is extraordinarily high. But the regional wealth is pretty high as well. That's not too bad at all. Let's compare that here to London, which is, as you can see, our tax rate is even higher. So, you know, I'm not one to talk, am I? But look at that, 17,000, 38,000, so our growth is pretty acceptable. Mind you, there's food shortages here. So population growth is pretty much stalled. But our economic wealth is pretty extraordinary, to be honest with you, from London. And of course, we've got a lot of trade coming in here. We control the majority, or all of the northern seaboard here along the English Channel. Now, we are at peace also with Poland, which is good to see, because look at that. I mean, look at that. That is extraordinary amount of force. I mean, that would even if these forces are not of the highest caliber, they are going to cause you problems by the sheer number that they're able to put into the field here. Now, we've sort of solidified our front somewhat. We've got these outer defences, then we've got inner defences here in the towns. Likewise, we've sort of got strong defence around Munich. Munich would be a tough nut to crack, it really, really would. We've got a very strong force guarding this here, but this here is exceptionally... I mean, they've drawn pretty much everything they've got here into the borderlands here. Now, for the eastwards, we're at war with Russia. Now, for the moment, that hasn't posed a problem because we're allied with Sweden now. Sweden are taking the fight, I believe, to Russia. Indeed. And so are the United States here as well. So the United States is joining the war with Russia as well. And Sweden hasn't yet, but look at that. They still haven't got Stockholm. So we're only hoping that eventually they will take Stockholm back. They are building a force here, and that's a pretty tough force there as well. So hopefully they'll put that together. And as you can see here, they're putting together, or they're maximising their capabilities here in production terms. Now, we do have a direct link here through Hanover with Sweden. So if things got a little bit dodgy, should we say, for the Swedes, i.e. Russia moving down, we would send an army out to help the Swedes. I think we owe them that much at least. But again, to sort of unhinge our reserves here would be to... We might even put a fort. I wonder if a fort might be possible. I'll leave that to the council to decide. Do we ring this with forts here? Remember, that's going to be an expensive task. Although we've got a decent amount here in the bank, it still would cost a pretty penny to do that. And of course, we are looking to bring all of Italy under our control, because that would then give us the ability to leap across the Adriatic into the Balkans here, into this sort of the soft underbelly of the Polish Empire. Now they've amassed all their forces here, so again, tactically and strategically, Italy's really important to us at the moment. Again, we do have control here in Egypt, and we're just keeping an eye on what's going on here, because of course Palestine and Egypt are in direct contact with one another, and that means we're in direct contact with the Russians. Now, this fleet here, we'll probably do a little bit with additional force here. I think that's what we'll do there. We'll just start adding here. We've got a very powerful fleet here in the Mediterranean, just letting the Spanish know we're around. But the Spain has hit us here, so there's a chance they might move against us. But let them come, I say. Look, they've got a Moroccan empire. The sort of the North African empire is extensive. But if we could take Madrid, my goodness me, what a boon that would be for us. We've got the Poles here. Not the strongest fleet, but we do outnumber them considerably here, as you can see. We've even got victory here as well. We've got 3 incredibly powerful fleets. In fact, I'd say there's not many navies in the world that would actually compete with these 3. This is a naval task force par excellence. It really, really is. Can we drain any more off here? What we don't want to do is just drain too much resources away. We'll leave it as it is. We don't want to overtax the trade lines, because eventually what you start doing is hurting yourself. Look at that coming from Ireland there, 5,000, my goodness me. And of course, we have our erstwhile ally here. We have a foothold here in Newfoundland and Arcadia, but our erstwhile ally, the United States, is currently fighting quite a brutal war with Quebec. So there have been calls for us to go and aid them if need be, but at the moment I think they're holding their own in the United States. But if we see them struggling at all, which I don't think is going to happen, to be honest, then we will step in. And they are starting to take now the Cherokee territories here. Look at that. Russia there in Upper Louisiana. So there's a potential for conflict here as well between the United States and Russia. But I'm hoping that they can take Quebec, because it'll make them much, much stronger. And a stronger ally is a real boon for us. And also it means their trade income will be considerable as well. Now that's cut off there. It's a little bit. That's why, because Quebec is hitting there. Ooh, that's a strong Quebecian army force there. But I think we can probably end this turn, my friends. I'm wanting to move this army group into Spain proper as soon as possible. They've got quite a considerable number of forces here, but if we can take Madrid, what a boon that would be. I think we've got everything here we need. Yeah, all our research is done. Right, let's end the turn here. Let's see what comes our way. Quickly just check our trade. Yeah, the Mughal Empire has been hit. I'm talking of the Mughal Empire. We're at peace with them there. They also got, oh look at that, Russia's getting a lot of trade from the Mughals. And we're getting a good amount, but not a huge amount. But Russia's getting an extraordinary amount. Probably because of the sheer size of the both of them. I mean, look at that. They've even got Esfahan. So of course their trade potential is extraordinary. And also remember, they've also got trade with Poland. So these two empires are effectively just an economic powerhouse, where they effectively control a good half of all the world's economy is from these two empires here. Right, let's end the turn here. Let's see what happens. As you can see, we're just starting to move in here, just on the border. Now, have Spain going to... oh, look at that. Looks like they're going to start reinforcing along the border there. And they're starting to move forces into Spain proper. Here we go, here we go. Nothing from Spain at all. What about Poland? Hopefully they're going to keep their powder dry, as it were, and do nothing against us at all. Because a good portion of our military is now in Italy and facing Spain proper. That's a lot of, oh my goodness me, that's a lot of troops. But as you can see, they've got a lot of tattered flags. Their flags are torn here, which means they might be struggling financially in terms of being able to keep their armies in good shape. But again, look how many of these are actually in good shape here. They've got such a vast amount of troops. I'm glad we've got some spies here as well, just to keep an eye on things. I know that Minister Bishamonton is keeping a close eye on movements of Poles here. It'll be intriguing to see what Russia and Sweden do here. That clash there will probably have quite an impact upon our own plans. Goodness me, they've got so much to move around. It's to be honest with you, it's a little bit scary. Because if they just unleashed even half of these armies against one sector of our front line, it would probably buckle. I mean, it would cost the Poles dear. But let's not kid ourselves here. With probably our most powerful forces fighting Spain, we would have to pull away from this. At least most of that army group from in Madrid would have to be pulled away to help counter that, fight that. Looks like they're spreading their net quite wide. Look, they're even moving into Venetian territory here. Making the decisions here, but we can only hope they just keep their nose out of our business for a bit longer. That's all we ask. A few more years of just being able to get ourselves back on our feet and implementing the plans that the council has put forward here, it will put us in good stead. What are Poland's plans? Oh, here we go. Moving more forces. Oh, look at that. They're increasing. If you notice, they're moving and they're sort of husbanding the forces around the main cities here. Wait a minute. Now Russia. This will be interesting because we're at war with Russia. But what will they do? Their fleets are pretty much being cut down by ours. We've got some very powerful forces in the Mediterranean and in the English Channel. What will Russia do? That'll be the main. I'm just poking around Swedish territory here. I only hope that Sweden retakes Stockholm, which they might be gearing up towards. That army there is going to be quite powerful. Come on, Sweden. Oh, wait a minute. Did Sweden just take this territory here? That's just turned blue. That's just turned blue there. That's just outside Moscow. That's a territory adjacent to Moscow there that's been taken, I believe. It looks like Sweden is roaming rampant round here. Wow. Oh, here we go. Oh, they can try and retake Stockholm. That would be an absolute boom. Well done, Sweden. Ooh, hitting Spain. Oh. What the blazes? It doesn't make it. Oh, look at that. The United States have joined us against Louisiana. Now that, what the blazes is going on there? Wait a minute. Is that Spain pushing Louisiana? That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense at all. Come on now. Come on, United States. Come on. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait, we've taken one of the Bahamas Islands. I just noticed there in the distance. Oh dear. Come on now. Oh, good grief. Oh. Oh, excellent. Look at that. Another spy. That's fantastic. I think we'll send the spy up to the front here to gather full intel on any movements. That'd be excellent.
Hiding away.
Now. Well, okay. There's going to be that, but oh, these are at full strength as well now. We don't want to get dragged into a battle here now at all, do we? Oh, they're at full strength. They are at full strength. We might have to use this army here.
Your
Which
Majesty.
I don't really want to do to them. Oh, we can refill this army here. We can bring in some additional forces. I think that's what we'll do. We'll have some more line infantry here. Oh, look at that. We've got a rebellion here. What I don't want to do is I don't want to drag in a lot of these forces because they've been earmarked for the fighting here. So Savoy now is under control here. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Starting to come under control now. What the blazes? Too much free time on his hands. Right, so, oh, look at that. This fleet here is now almost at full capacity. Wow. Like I said, our only 16,000 there. What's being hit? Oh, the Mokale. Oh, the Mokales have been cut off. So again, we're going to try and save our money. We're going to try and build this up to at least 200,000, maybe 250,000 in spare money, as it were. That's excellent there, because so you can see our outgo is 147,000. So that would just only give us about a year's worth of reprieve if we would go bankrupt. What I don't want to do is start putting the taxes up. See Savoy. We can put the nobility taxes down. Would that help? No. What if we lower these here? Yes, that would bring into control. But what would that do to this? Wow. Oh my goodness me. What if we do this? That just includes how much tax is coming in here. My goodness me. The tax income is extraordinary. If we lower it just a small amount, we're almost bankrupt. That's scary. We've got to get ourselves on the front foot here. So we know what's coming in across the borders here. Just going to keep an eye on what's going on by here a second. No, so we're going to join up here. This look at this, a powerful force. My goodness me. We're going to. We can't move through here until this army's moved through. So you basically got to move through the pass. So we'll set this gentleman to move here. No, we don't want that. No, that's going to be very strange. We'll move this gentleman up just a little bit closer. And the same here. Just move them a little bit closer so they can all move through the pass. Because they're effectively trapped here in Andorra. Let's hit this building here. Let's bring some real pain to the Spanish here. Now, we've got to get rid of the Savoy battle here, but it's going to endanger one of our armies here. Now it's winter now, so I think we're going to bring back Field Marshal Ernuk here. Look at that, that's a wonder, sir. Field Marshal Ernuk finally back in action here. After quite a really serious injury, the fighting was brutal. We don't want to include these armies. We might use this army here to do the... Again, that's a good army. This army might have to do the dirty work, as it were.
Your Majesty.
Because
yes,
although it's a wonderful army, I mean, it really is. It's not the elite that these are. So here's what we're going to do. We move this army back here.
Forwards!
We're going to move
Majesty.
Field Marshal Ernuk, which we shall rename very soon. Field Marshal Ernuk's army up front here.
Immediately.
To guard against this. And also there's General Lincoln's army as well, which is going to be pulled to the front lines here, just to give us a little bit of protection here.
Ready and waiting for
Oh,
orders.
gentlemen.
Immediately.
Army goes to here. Thank you.
Waiting for orders.
I think then we'll have to deal with these, because if we
ready.
try and fight this automatically, it's going to be just disproportionately going to hit us, and all these armies will be involved. We don't want that. We just want to use this one army and destroy them utterly. Before we do that, though, have we brought these forces up to full strength? Not
Yes.
quite. Look at the beating they took there was
Your
extraordinary.
Majesty.
Because we can't move. Look at that. They're starting to really put some forces here now. In fact, they're strengthening the garrison here. Now they're in our territory as well. Aquilia is being hit pretty hard. Firmly under control here. Firmly under control, but they haven't moved out this here. I don't really want to repair this just to lose it, but we need all the income we can get, to be honest with you. Now I wonder how the United States is going, because that's concerning. Remember, I did let that slip through the net there. We are about to take this here, so we can besiege this here. Can we surrender? No. We'll just keep them under siege here.
Behind women's orders, Captain. Run out the gun.
We've cut the port there, so they got no income there at all. That's good. Cripple the pirates there, but again we've got Spain here as well. We've got to be careful, we've got to be very wary here. But again, the United States has stepped in here. That's a wonder. Why Louisiana is at war with us, I've got no idea. But I can only hope that we don't see the United States starting to struggle here now, because look, they've been hit here. Do we have to intervene? Do we intervene? I'll need your advice, my friends. Do we intervene here in this war and help the United States here, because it's going to be... In fact, we do need to probably bring maybe a ship in here and just see what's going on in the situation. Actually, we've got them here, haven't we?
Ship and Bristol fashion, Captain.
Let's see what's going on around here, because we know what's going on here. Let's find out what's going on around here, just so we can get a bit of intel. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, they've got more than enough. They've got more than enough. Look at that. They've even got Marines in here now. Oh, oh my goodness me. They've got more than enough here to deal with Quebec. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, I think they're strong enough here to deal with Quebec. So they're okay. Got eyes here. We've taken the pirates here. We're also going to take the Windward Islands as well. Spain is pretty strong here in the Caribbean. Very strong indeed. New Spain, who are... we do have peace with, and actually we've got trade with as well. So I think New Spain is not going to be too bothered. But I think we're going to deal with this rebellion first here. We don't want to drag anybody else into this fight, especially near these elite forces here. We'll just use this force here to do so. Got some cavalry as well. Let's put an end to this rebellion. Now that there looks overwhelming, but it's going to drag in these forces. We need them at full strength. We're going to fight this, just so we don't lose too many. So we don't lose too many men. Let's take this fight, my friends. What, you know, as the council's saying, you know, if you do it automatically, even if you've got overwhelming force, if you've got armies over 1,000, you're going to lose in a disproportionate amount of forces. So we've got to be very, very careful here what we're doing. We've got to do this properly. That means fighting them as we are now ourselves, so we limit those casualties so we can bring this army to full strength very, very quickly, because we're going to push against the Spanish forces there in Milan and Genoa. We are going to push hard now and really try and break this sort of Spanish enclave in the north. Then we can move down, head south for the boot of Italy, and sort of bring Rome under. Once we've got Rome under control, the whole scope of the Italian campaign will change. And in fact, the whole sort of ethos of the entire sort of campaign in the Mediterranean will change, because we'll have a firm grip of a very, very sort of strong Mediterranean sort of hold then, and also gives us a jump into the Balkans if Poland dares move against us. So we've got that tactical, strategic advantage there as well then. Now, we can use our cavalry, I think, very extensively. Look at that, they're in a sort of a valley here. So this means we can fire upon them from this hill. They've got to climb up. Look at it. I mean, we are on a hill. Because when you come down to ground level here, we're on the top of a hill here, which is absolutely fantastic. So we can now bring the fire down upon them. We've got the guns available. Because remember, this army was going to be one of the armies that was going to lead the assault upon sort of Milan and that. But now we've got Field Marshal Ernoch back in command. I think we're going to adapt this. This army is going to mop up any sort of rebellions, any sort of garrisons that are left, remnants of garrisons that are left over. I think we're going to bring this firmly under control here. We'll just... I think shrapnel shot will be good here as well. Oh, indeed, look at that. Now, I think we'll have two regiments. No, actually we'll have these two regiments here, flanking very aggressively here on the left, and the same can be said for these here. We're going to absolutely crush these rebels so they know who is in charge. Spain is no longer in charge here, gentlemen. Britain is now. And I think we might use some of these grenadiers and also some of the Irish regiments to come down on them very hard. We'll just put we'll put these 4 regiments in defence, just to give us that defensive hold here, just in case. Because they might be closer to the sort of the deployment zone quicker than we realise. Just put these here. As you can see, the topography here of this sort of battlefield is everywhere, but they sort of dips down on both sides. We've effectively got the hill, but when you look down there, look at that. We're firing into a valley effectively, which is excellent, because we've got the sort of the upper hand here. We've got the advantage. And also here as well. We've got green jackets. I think we'll use the green jackets. I think we'll pull the green jackets back. We don't even involve them in this battle. We're going to keep some of our units back from harm's way. The general here as well. We've got here Irish volunteers. I think we'll send the Irish volunteers out. Look at the Irish volunteers here. That is fantastic. So we'll send these gentlemen out. I think with the grenadiers, I think on the right here. Look at that. Just hold the general back here. I think we're ready to fight now, my friends. We've got the green jackets held back. We don't really want to involve them because we want to hold back some of these units for the battles against the Spanish to come. Although those of you who've seen Sharp, watch the series Sharp, the green jackets, my friends, wonderful. Now, let's begin the battle. Let's put an end to this once and for all. Oh, there they are, look at that. Line infantry. Let's go and let's crush this. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's an absolute bloodbath, sir. So I'm sending the cavalry here. We're going to put an end to this. We're going to crush this rebellion hard. Savoyard rebels, not a chance, sir. Look at this. They've got guns. They're firing, but oh, look at they're firing on these. That's why I put these in defence here. Look at them. Oh, gentlemen, this is not a Sunday stroll. Double time. Double time. Thank you. Look at that. We're going to completely flank them. We're going to use the forest to flank them here. Okay, oh, look at this. It's an absolute blitz. Steady now, steady. We've got this, look at this, they've got this sort of small, almost like a cliff, not a cliff, but a hill here, a hillock. Gotta be careful we don't get... I'm gonna try and thread the needle here. We've got this here. Shattered, they've gone, sir. We want some more fire here upon these gentlemen. Come on, lads, come on. Put the fire support here, then we can absolutely charge them on. Get them, lads. close the lid on this here. Look at that. These Irish volunteers are no wonder. Look at that. This is fine. Ceasefire! Oh, what a wonder. We'll continue. Let's do as much damage as we can to these here. We've got to put an end to this rebellion once and for all. Got them. Oh, look at that. Perhaps this will make the rebels think twice. Savoy is now British, sir. Oh, it's an absolute bloodbath here. An absolute bloodbath. Come on, put him to an end now, sir. Destroy the regiment, if you would, please. Thank you. Gone. Put an end to the regiment, if you would. Thank you very much. Oh, look at this. We're not going to show them any mercy here at all. Because all they're going to do is going to come back and haunt us if we don't dispose of them now. Let's put an end to this. Oh, this is wonderful. Right, these gentlemen, form up. Look tidy, lads. Look lively. Thank you. Look lively, lads. They escaped. They've gone. Come on, gentlemen, put an end to this regiment here. What places is going on here? Oh, look at that. That is a wonder. Speed things up. They've gone. We've got them. I'm going to try and make it to the border. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Come on, lads. Get them. Don't be outrun. Don't be outrun. Oh, they've almost made it. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. Yes, we've done it. That is, oh, look at that. We've only lost 62. That's more like it. They've lost pretty much everything. Crassiers. Oh, what a wonder.
Ready and waiting for orders. March!
Now we can bring these up to full strength. And that has set us fair.
Immediately!
Let me just quickly take these off, because we've moved. Sometimes that when you move an army, it won't always replenish. So we'll just do that there. It's more like it. That's much better. There we are. Now we're ready to face the Spanish there. And I think the command is excellent. Plus winter morale. And Span, excellent. I think we might even move against these. Because it's starting to bring more and more forces in. I think it's about time we crack this nut here. I think we'll be sending in multiple armies here.
Yes,
yeah, can they all move in? They can. And even this army can move in as well. I think we'll send in this army here to break Milan. What's up with Milan here? Yes. What's it got? It's got plenty of cannon. We're going to send in... We're sending General Ernuk's force as well.
yes.
Yeah, we're sending General Ernuk's force here to take Genoa.
troops for battle. Lifting siege.
They've surrendered. They surrender Genoa. I wonder if we send in. They'll do the same here. Oh my gosh.
Attack!
No. So look at that. They want a standing fight. That suits me perfectly.
Sir!
So we can move up now.
Forwards! March!
And here.
Get ready.
Oh, that's a wonder.
Immediately.
We can dispose of these small forces. We can even take on. Look at that. They're pulling further and further back now towards Rome. We're pushing them back. We're clearing this out now. That's a wonder. This army doesn't even. We're going to wait until this is full now. But my goodness me, we've got a battle on our hands here. This is going to be the battle. The Battle of Milan is next. Once we've taken Milan, we then can clear out the rest of these forces. We can then move against Rome simultaneously using these two huge British forces here moving in. We've also got moving into Spain proper now. We've actually crossed the Spanish border. We've got the United States Sweden, I beg your pardon, helping us out here. Once we've gone through Andorra and into sort of Navarra here, we can cross the bridge, head straight for Madrid. We're going to show the Spanish who's boss here, believe me, my friends. But that's going to be the battle for next episode, my friends. I think we'll probably take this fight immediately because there's no defences here at all in terms of around the city like here. They've given up Genoa, which has got defences, and they've held here in Milan. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. Hope you've enjoyed it as always, my friends. Thank you for your wonderful advice, comments, and very, very kind words. They really are appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed it as always. Please keep your comments coming down below. Your tactics, your advice, your strategies. Please keep them coming, my friends. But as always, my friends, please be safe, especially at time for living in the moment. But until next time, bye for now.